Hey guys, it's Ian Myles here, your executive dating coach from karmalifestyles.com. Now, have you ever wondered if you have the courage to change and become that type of guy that you've always dreamt of becoming? Well, today guys, I have a very special guest that will inspire you with his story. Now, I met our special guest quite a while ago. I think it was probably about 2 years ago when he signed up for our residential training program. And he made an impression upon me because he actually initially came to the program, but he wasn't fully convinced how the program will change his life. But he completed the program some 2 years ago, and now he's here with us today. So Winston, I want to welcome you to the show today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Ian.
No worries.
I was so thrilled when you asked me to come on the show.
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years after you finished the residential training program. Now look, I'm really excited to hear about your experiences and how you're doing now and how you've used the program to really better yourself. Guys, before we get going, I just want to remind you that the link for the residential training program is right down below. All you need to do is click in the video's description box right down below, go onto the page and you'll get all of the information over there. Okay, so before we get into all of your experiences, I just want to introduce you to our Karma TV family. Now, I know that some guys here, they might even recognize you from the training because they were doing it at the same time you were. So, Winston, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm 30 years old, and I think that played a huge part in why I wanted to join this program. I'm unfortunately at an age where a lot of people think about marriage, kids, and I was single and desperately single. And I'm born and raised in London, which everyone would think would be amazing for trying to find a single girl, but there's just too many girls and I had too little confidence at the time. I'm a lawyer, which is, that's got problems with dating because I'm really, really busy 9 to 5, well, 9 to 5, more like
5 to 9.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the weekends, I'm so tired. The last thing I want to do is be in a super loud bar and shouting in someone's ear, even if it's someone I really, really like. So being a lawyer, people think, oh, girls are going to flock to you. You've got the money, you've got the success, you've got the house, the corporate job, the nice car. But it's just not like that. And so many people think it's all about status with girls, but it really isn't. I was struggling with confidence. I'd see a girl across the bar and I just would start to sweat up and I wouldn't know what to say to them. But now I'm a ladies' man, and that's something I would have never dreamed of saying before.
Wow, from you telling me that, I can see that you've got some great success now in your dating life. Now, Winston, could you tell us a little bit about your dating life, how it was before, and what was it that really motivated you to choose Karma Lifestyles residential training program as the solution for you?
I really didn't have a romantic life before Karma Lifestyles. It was just non-existent. I would see a girl across the bar and I'd just have such crazy anxiety. Like, what do I say? Am I boring? Is she going to like me? Is she going to think I'm a bit weird? I just really didn't know what to say, and all my friends would try and encourage me, but just the confidence was not there. Even when I mustered the courage to actually talk to someone, it would just go nowhere. There were awkward silences, awkward pauses, and then eventually I'd just leave thinking, oh, I've completely messed that one up. And the problem was, it started to get really bad, and it started to, get to my inner psyche. I started to think maybe I'm not good enough. Started to fear, will I ever find someone? I was really, really helpless. I started to really get into splashing cash because I thought that would really impress people. I'd be buying loads of bottles in clubs, but really deep down inside I was still that insecure man who just was really nervous of chatting to any girl that he liked. So that's why I was inspired to come to Karma Lifestyles residential training program. So I was really struggling, but I found out that one of my friends had done a Karma Lifestyles residential training program and he absolutely loved it. And that really got me thinking about maybe I should get involved with one. I saw a huge change in my friend. He was so confident. He embodied everything that I wanted to have. And not just that, but he has a loving girlfriend now.
That's awesome.
So I got interested, and then I checked out the YouTube show page, and I became a really big fan. I binged so many of those videos, and I just absolutely loved that your perception of dating and relationships, and I really, really just enjoyed the skills that he was teaching me just online.
It's good to hear.
I felt that Karma Lifestyles had the best package to not only learn but master confidence, which was something that really, really excited me at the time.
Now, amazingly, you came from this negative self-perception of yourself to now considering yourself to be, which you are, a ladies' man. Now, you wanted to increase your confidence and to really increase your success with women, right? So tell me, like, when did you realize that confidence was one of your issues, and when did you realize that was a skill that you needed to kind of like learn and overcome to make things happen?
You know what? I knew things were not working my approach, and at one point I just realized I need to change. Something needs to improve. So one of the firms that I used to work at, one of the co-workers was an absolutely lovely lady, and I used to get on with her really well, but I was always too scared to invite her out for coffee, just because I thought, what if I get rejected? And that fear just drove me to being really unhappy and almost miserable at work, because I felt that we had a real connection, but I was too scared to find out if she felt the same way. So with all that, the negative self-talk really started to creep in, and it started to become insidious. I was so not confident, insecure, and I just blamed everyone. I became a victim. I developed a victim mentality.
So on a scale of, let's say 1 to 10, right, and 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, where would you have put your confidence back then?
I'd say it was a solid 1. It was really bad. It got to that really, really bad point where I said, I'm at rock bottom, so I need to change.
Yeah, I mean, negative self-talk is really a powerful self-sabotage, can I call it a tool? And some of you guys will never even realize that is what is blocking you and blocking them from reaching their maximum potential and having, the best that they would have ever imagined in terms of their dating life. So Winston, you realized that you needed to kind of get better with the girls, and you wanted to boost your, what we call value to yourself. So tell me a little bit about that. How did your journey start?
That's a really good question, because I tried one of your competitors' online courses and I just failed completely. It was an absolute disaster. I was still in the same position I was, and the confidence was low, and I wasn't seeing any results, and just feeling even worse about myself. So I'd watched so many videos on YouTube and other training courses on how to approach women, and they just weren't working for me. I still felt that my inner voice was telling me, you're not good enough and you'll never be good enough. And that's why I knew that I needed to find some serious help. I was introduced to Karma Lifestyle by a friend of mine who had gone through the program, and the change I saw in him was so immense that I knew that this was the one for me. So in 2019, I signed up for one of the webinars and I was blown away. You talked about limiting mindsets, how I could build my confidence slowly but surely. So I tried some of the techniques and I noticed such a huge change already, and that's why I signed up for the residential training program.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? You went through that 1 week amazingly well. So can you tell the viewers, what was your general experience of the program during the period of the program?
It was amazing. I enjoyed the program. I also achieved the purpose of what I wanted there to be, which was confidence. I made a lot of quality friends, and I still talk to a lot of them now, and my social life has definitely improved through this. I faced some real challenges when it came to mastering different skills, but I am so happy because the coaches were so friendly, very understanding. They were so patient with me, and they really helped me master a lot of the skills that I was struggling with.
Right, so for some of the viewers there, you guys might not know what the residential training program is, okay? So Winston, could you elaborate a little bit about what our coaches, what we made you do during the program? Like, how is it structured on a kind of like a holistic level? And yeah, what were the things that we made you do?
So what I really liked about the program was how well structured it was. It was split between a theory and kind of practical side. The theory side was really, really good because it really targeted a lot of kind of issues I was having, such as anxiety,
right,
and really got into kind of what needed to change within me. And what I loved about it was we took what we learned in the classroom and then applied it. We went to the clubs, the bars, and we approached women. I could see firsthand that my confidence was growing, and not just that, but I was also getting a lot of numbers from beautiful women as well. So I was really, really happy with myself by the end of the week, both internally and externally.
That's amazing. So do you think that there's a difference between, say, reading a book and watching a video online versus, say, going into getting the training and going into a bar and like getting the training from us? Do you feel like what could you say the differences are?
Well, I've experienced it. I've done the YouTube videos and not seen a difference. But with this training, it was about kind of taking that experience theory and actually applying it and seeing what works, what doesn't work, how I actually need to adapt for the actual situation, and just making it actually become part of me. The confidence is now part of me rather than just something that I'm reading in a textbook.
Yeah, Winston, I even remember one of the nights, I think it was it either the third night or the fourth night into the training, where I looked around, I turned around and I couldn't find you anywhere. I couldn't see you. You had just disappeared. So can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was the fourth night, and it was a crazy night. I saw this girl from across the bar, and she was absolutely beautiful. And I knew, with the confidence that I'd already gained, that I'm going to go talk to her, and I'm going to, we're going to spark a connection. And we did. We had a really, really good conversation. Through the stuff that I was taught, I was able to implement a lot of confidence. And what happened was, we ended up going to another bar.
Right. Okay.
And after that, she eventually invited me back to a hotel for a drink at her hotel.
Her hotel.
Her hotel for a drink, for a nightcap.
Okay.
And
it's pretty unheard of going to her
I mean,
hotel.
I'm a different guy, so I guess different experiences now. So that's what I'm really, really grateful for.
Okay, Winston. Can you tell me a little bit more about the coaching experience, or is there anything else that you'd like to add which stuck out for you? In terms of how you're being coached by the coaches versus things that you've heard, other things that you heard in the marketplace.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing that stood out the most was just the expertise of the coaches. I wasn't just thrown with some junior coach who was 2 weeks into finishing his training. I was working with the actual owners of the company, so I knew that I was getting the elite, top-level experience and skills, and I just knew that because of that I could trust the what I was going to get out of it. I know there's a lot of competitors out there who will throw their most junior people at the newcomers, and that's something that really put me off a lot of getting into these services.
Right.
But I was really, really happy with the coaches of this company, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone.
I can imagine that the training itself wasn't always easy, right? I can imagine there must have been certain challenges that you faced because you're entering into an unfamiliar territory. So can you talk a little bit about any of the challenges that you experienced and how did you overcome them?
So one thing I'm really grateful for is I had a really good support system with the coaches, and I overcame all the challenges that I encountered. One of my biggest challenges was using body language to communicate. It becomes more difficult to make body language natural when you are thinking of it and what you want to get. It was a real challenge when we first went into the field, but I didn't think I could do it approaching a random woman in the streets, but now I can. The program was really detailed about how you build confidence from scratch. I kept on failing short in some of the exercises, which was a real challenge because of my mindset and that is insecurities. But now I've overcome all of those challenges. I know what to say, how to say it, and my life is so much better for it.
That's really interesting. And I mean, confidence are the building blocks and the foundation for getting success with women. It's like you build that familiarity with one thing, you get the courage to do it, and then you can move on to something even higher and achieve even more. Now, Winston, you've said that you've achieved the purpose that has inspired you to join the residential training program. So how has achieving that purpose changed your confidence and your outlook on everything and your romantic life?
Well, it's given me a romantic life to begin with. My confidence is sky high now. And when I compare it to before, I now have the courage to approach any girl that I like when I spot them. It doesn't scare me if she's alone or if she's in a big group of just her girlfriends. It's really opened my eyes to many things. If I can achieve that purpose, I can achieve any other with the right tools.
And what about professionally? Do you feel that there's perhaps been some spillover, because you said you're a lawyer, right? Has there been any spillover into your professional career after completing the program?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that confidence is just universal. So it's helped me so much with my professional life. I feel like I've won a couple more court cases because of it. And in general, how I carry myself in the office, it really is life-changing. And I can say that I feel a notch happier now because I'm getting laid with beautiful women all the time.
The endorphins are oozing through your body.
Sky high.
Wow, that's truly amazing to hear. And that's why we love what we do, and we do it every day. Now, Winston, from your experience, would you recommend the residential training program to anyone who's watching?
Yes, I would definitely recommend it to any guy that wants a positive change in his life, let alone his dating life. I found it illuminating to build discipline and creativity. This program is a perfect fit for all guys that have reached that mature dating age where they really need to have a change, and it prepares you in a big way.
Well, guys, you've heard it from Winston himself, okay? You can also have that success within you. Now, as Winston said, you can achieve any skill with the right people and the right tools. So guys, don't forget, click on that link right down below if you want to find out more about the residential training program. Now, just a quick recap, okay? The program takes 7 days to complete, and you'll be exposed to gaming in different scenes, different types of environments after initial theoretical session that will be done at the beginning of the program. Now, you're also going to have a great team of guys and girls around you who are really going to support you in your journey to awaken that giant within. Now, thank you so much for watching, and to our guest Winston, thank you for coming, and thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And I know that you've genuinely inspired a lot of people today. All right, guys, now that's all we have for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Karma TV. Today you were joined by your executive dating coach, Ian Myles, and I'll see you next time.